Welcome back to the program. My next guest in the studio is Pastor Manny Niekerk, who is the premier candidate for the African Transformation Movement, better known as ATM. Pastor Manny, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Pastor Naidoo.
It's good to have you here. I've spoken to the leaders of a number of parties that are standing on biblical values in this program, and I was wanting to speak to you. I wanted to speak to your leader, Vuyo, and he recommended you. So I'm privileged and great to have you here. So tell us about the ATM, African Transformation Movement. How did this party come about?
Pastor Naidoo, the African Transformation Movement is a self-funded political, faith-based political party. It was established in the year 2018. Our ideology is humanism, and in particular African humanism. If I to define that in particular, is that we believe there's only one God and one human race. We believed, when we've looked as to what is happening in South Africa, that there is a desperate need for change. We're 25 years down democracy in South Africa, but yet we experience our people is suffering on the ground, and there's so many things that goes wrong within our country that calls for a need for a different party.
Okay, so how then does African Transformation plan to bring the changes that we need in South Africa? What is your vision?
We believe that this season requires of a party to put South Africa first. And as the African Transformation Movement, we say we put South Africa first. If I to define that, it simply means we say there's a need for a peaceful revolution. Peaceful revolution, we believe that there is no need for people to go to the streets, burn down buildings. We even believe that every South African citizen need to live in peace. Number one, live in peace with themselves. When we look at the word peace, for me, the word peace speaks of nothing missing, nothing broken. So when we zoom into South Africa, we see so many things broken and missing within our society. So we're saying we want to bring to the table a peaceful revolution addressing the needs of the people. We are saying put South Africa first. We are saying the U stands for the bringing back the Ubuntu values, where we care for one another, where everybody becomes important, where we regard one another higher than ourselves. Then we also say there is a need for transformation within South Africa. We're also saying that that our servants who will serve the public of South Africa, our people should be servants. Now we are saying when you are a servant, there cannot be any level of arrogance. When you are a servant, you need to put the interests of others first. And that is what's currently missing within the society of South Africa. We have public servants in government at the moment, but they put their own interests first. We do have public servants in the country at the moment. They're not just putting their own interests first, but there's a lot of corruption. There is public servants who claim that they are the best governed province. Even if we just look at the Western Cape, they claim they're the best governed province. But when you look as to what's happening in the Western Cape, currently right now, Cape Town is amongst the top 10 most violent cities in South Africa. Now we are saying if we are servants, we need to be truthful with the people of South Africa. We need to be truthful with our servants. So we are saying we want to serve the people of South Africa and put them first. We are saying we want to focus on the economy of South Africa. The economy of South Africa needs to be decolonized. Why are we saying that? What's currently happened, Africa in a whole, in particular South Africa, we have all the minerals. But what is happening at the moment is that all our minerals goes overseas. It gets buys by people from overseas at a rate that they determine as to what they want to pay for. It gets manufactured and sent back to South Africa at a rate, again, what they determine, and we need to buy more for what we have sold it to them, the minerals. If you take the minerals that go to Korea, Japan, you will witness that they manufacture cars, the cars gets back to South Africa, and we need to pay more. Now we say decolonize that. We are saying if you look at the economy also, if you look at the townships, the spaza shops, the small businesses used to belong to our own people. Now we're not promoting xenophobia, but we are saying that the small businesses is no longer in the hands of our people, South Africans. So we are saying, let's look at some bylaws that will make it more conducive for local South Africans, again, to have their hands on small businesses, on the spaza shops that we are used to, and that will contribute to the economy of our country.
Got it. So, you know, a lot of the people, considering what happened over the past decade in our country, are saying that South Africa lacks leadership, good leadership, godly leadership, leadership of integrity and honesty. Who are the leaders of ATM, the African Transformation Movement?
The leadership of African Transformation Movement are strong spiritual leaders who believe in their faith in God, number one.
So the president of ATM, what is his name? Vuyo, is he the leader?
Vuyo Zongula.
Okay, and I've heard that the ATM has come out of the church, out of the Zionist church movement in the northern Gauteng and those areas. Is that true?
Yeah, it was a combination of Messianic churches. It was the 12 Apostle Church, it was the Bantu Church, and there was other churches who were part of this formation of the African Transformation Movement.
Okay, and is it true that you guys have about 10 million members in South Africa coming out of those churches? You say the Messianic Church, and
yeah, it's a combination.
Church.
It was a combination of churches. Now, if you take the membership of the churches, it amounts to 6 to 8 million people across South Africa.
6 to 8 million people
6 to 8
is the
million
membership
people
of
is the
church.
membership of the churches.
And so this political party, then African Transformation Movements, come out of that church, movement of 6 to 8 million people. Your leaders are also drawn from the church leadership. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. The leadership are all members from these different churches.
Okay, and so then do you guys stand on biblical values? Is that your ideology, that you stand on biblical Christian values as far as policy is concerned?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so you're contesting the election nationwide, nationally, and in all 9 provinces, the ATM. So you'll be on the ballot paper on Wednesday, so people can make their tick next to you. So you are obviously an alternative to the ANC. You're providing an alternative to the ANC. Is that
That's correct. We the alternative for the ANC. We are government in waiting. We believe that our strong spiritual faith-based principles that we stand on is much needed for a country like South Africa. We believe too many things have went wrong in the past. And so we believe that South Africa needs change, but South Africa needs a peace revolution change. We believe that even when we deal with the land issue, we believe that there's no need to forcefully take stuff from people. We believe one can sit around the table and discuss. We believe in that principle.
Yeah, so does African Transformation Movement disagree with appropriation of land without compensation? Do you disagree with that? Are you against that? Will you not support that policy?
No, we agree with that policy. We believe in that policy in particular. But what we're saying it can be done in a peaceful manner. We are saying let's first sit around the table and deal with that. Then also what is important, whenever we speak about land, we need to go right back to when Jan van Riebeeck came to South Africa. We gotta understand there was a first group of people, the indigenous people of South Africa, the Khoisan people. Now we are saying let's go back to 1653. We are saying let's deal with that date in particular. Let's not start by 1913 when we deal with the land. But what we are saying is let's have a peaceful revolution when it comes to land. The Bible is very clear. Even Jesus himself spoke about restitution. Now we are saying when we come around the table and we sit around the table in a peaceful manner, let's then discuss restitution in a peaceful manner that will be that will have so that every citizen of South Africa can have peace of mind.
Okay, and is ATM working towards bringing people together, different racial groups? We have seen in the past certain political leaders using racial conflict to their benefit, driving people apart, white, black, Indian, and colored. Is ATM committed to building a united South Africa so that all its people can be part of sharing in the nation and part of the healing process going forward?
Most definitely. In my opening remarks, I've said that our ideology is humanism. And when we define that humanism, we are saying we believe there's one God and there's one human race. So as the African Transformation Movement, we are saying when we want to look to the people of South Africa, we want to see one human race and not define people necessarily by a color.
So you see everybody as South African. Because, Pastor Manny, since 1994, we made that transition from apartheid to democracy, but most people don't see themselves as South African. I found that out as I traveled around the country. People, I'm white, I'm black, I'm colored, I'm Indian, I'm English, I'm Afrikaans, I'm Zulu, I'm Xhosa. People still see themselves according to those apartheid fault lines. When do we make the transition where we see ourselves as one South African people?
We make the transition when we address the imbalances of the past. I think one of the key problems we have in South Africa is because we have failed to address the imbalances of the past. I said it before and let me state it again, is because we currently have a compromised constitution. Okay. But as citizens, we need to respect our constitution. Now we are saying the compromises that were reached at CODESA with regard to the constitution, we are saying if there's anything to be changed, let's come again and sit around a table and deal with it in a peaceful manner.
So you believe the time is now for a re-look at the Constitution? Some amendments must
Yes,
be made.
most definitely. Yes,
Okay.
most definitely.
Final question I want to ask you, we're running out of time, and that is, there are 6 political parties that is going to be on the ballot on the 8th of May that stand on biblical values. You are one of them. The others are the ACDP, ACO, African Covenant Party, Freedom Front Plus, Eco Forum, Christian Political Movement, and yourself. If members of all of those parties get seats in Parliament and provincial legislatures, are you prepared to work with other parties to bring about the change you want to see based on biblical values?
The African Transformation Movement are saying we are a government in waiting. The African Transformation say we are a faith-based organization. So the African Transformation will always be open to any political party if it gets to that particular point. We will always be open to work with any political party who stands for the same values that the African Transformation stands for.
Got you. Pastor Manny Niekerk, thank you so much for coming into the studio and giving us the insights into your party. I reiterate, the African Transformation Movement will be on the ballot paper on the 8th of May. They're contesting the elections nationally and in every province in the 9 provincial sectors. They will be there. So if you want to get more information about ATM, their website address is on the screen right now. You can go there, get information about their leaders, their vision, and their policies. Next up, we're going to show you images and footage of the Jesus March that took place across the country on the 27th of April. So don't go away.